Rooster Teeth Podcast, coming to you live from beautiful Austin, Texas. This week featuring Gus Sorola. That's your fucking cue.
I thought you were going to introduce us.
The line. You are next.
Yourself. Don't you introduce everybody?
No.
How long has it? You've been on the podcast
have you
295 podcasts. You've never introduced everybody.
Brandon's shit-eating grin. He's like,
I'm going to go through every single
featuring
one.
Gus Sorola.
Brandon Farmahini.
Barbara Dunkelman.
Blaine Gibson.
And Gus
Sorry.
Sorola.
Why did we do your last names this time? That's weird.
I normally do last names.
Really?
Yeah.
You say Gus.
Gus.
Are we on podcast 294?
Yeah, this is 294, I believe.
That's awesome.
294? Yep, again, the nod.
What are we going to do for 300?
We actually started talking about 300 earlier today, trying to figure out, you got a suggestion? I like how you raised your hand.
No, I have an idea.
Mr. Gibson?
Can we come in with like leather underwear and red capes, and then like I'll be Leonidas, and we could make just 300 references the entire time.
So you're just suggesting this because you don't need to go buy any of this, right? Like this is just like
It's on
hanging
the
in your closet already.
Ready to
Wait,
go.
can you buy just leather underwear?
Sure,
Yes.
why not?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I usually thought it would come in some kind of like bigger, like tighter costume. But you can just leather underwear.
I'm sure you can. Why not?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You bought a fucking 5-pack down at Target.
You could find some pleather underwear. That's probably easier.
No, okay, I see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so we started talking about trying to figure out if we can pull together a special event for number 300. I'm not sure if it's going to work out, so I don't want to get into it too much, but we are working on something special.
I will cosplay as Leonidas, if you allow it.
Oh my God.
You should just do that anyway.
My liege.
Why are you hung up on this?
What?
This dressing up idea.
Because I think it's funny. It's 300 podcasts.
No.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Okay.
I didn't get it before.
Really?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I was
You
like,
didn't
what
understand it was from the movie 300?
I'm an idiot.
Wow.
okay, I guess.
Puzzled.
Option
No worries.
three.
I'm
I think Blaine looks for any opportunity to show off his abs.
You've been giving me a lot of shit about that today, Brandon.
Today? When was I
Being a
mentioning it?
douche and whatnot. It's
Oh, because you made a tweet about signing autographs.
well, yeah, it's just
And nobody cares because you have something like this weird bro charm where nobody cares about stuff like that. You get some kind of bro pass, and I don't understand it.
I did before we played a game of Smite, and I was like, all right, guys, I got to take off pre-podcast pump. And then I went to the gym. And
You
Brandon,
actually went to the fucking gym before this?
Yeah.
And he said he's getting his pre-podcast pump on.
Yeah,
I think is what he said.
I would be like drinking out of a protein shake bottle. Like I would have my protein shake, but I knew that Brandon would like crucify me. Also, optimal time for getting protein is like 30 minutes after.
Yeah, and I think
We're
even
gonna
after
crucify
he
you
said
for
that,
that.
Brandon was like, "How is it? Anyone else says this, they're a douchebag, but you say it's like endearing. You get like some kind of pass for it."
Like during the whole Disney thing, you got like a ton of pub for it, and everyone in their articles would mention how you told a story about one of the princesses was known as a bitch in high school, and nobody cared.
No.
Nobody like had a problem with you. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
because
it's for like years of like
Blaine's a
so much
character.
angry.
He's a character, and people like that character.
Yeah.
It's because it's me.
They don't actually like him. They
No.
just like the character he plays.
So
Yeah.
I walked in my earlier right before we came live on the podcast. My nerd senses started tingling. I was sitting over here at my desk, and I could hear like, "Well, Count Dooku was really a misunderstanding." I was like, "Oh, there's some nerd shit going on." And I walked in, and Blaine and Brandon are having like a heated discussion about whether or not Count Dooku was really good at heart, and whether or not he was working for the greater good.
Yeah, Gus fluttered in.
I like sat down on the couch, was like watching back and forth, like a tennis match.
It was the Force.
It's good talk.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I
but
like how you said your nerd sense was tingling. You just heard them say Count Dooku.
there's Star Wars, the Sith Empire. Blah, blah, blah.
I like to think you were somewhere in the bungalow as we were having that conversation. You just had the sensation, I'm needed.
Yeah.
Like ran over here.
I was like observing, like in the wild. Like I didn't want to interfere. I didn't interject my own opinions. I was like, ooh, I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna watch the nerd fight.
Did it hold up to your expectations?
It's all right.
All right.
Had a good discussion about
I'll
it.
talk about Star Wars all day, all night.
There should be you know how we're doing these specialized sponsor podcasts?
Mm-hmm.
Like we did one for sports, and I think we did one for comics. There should be a Star Wars sponsor podcast.
They're doing an animated one, but I would absolutely do one with Chris Damaris and whoever else.
You should do it. They're looking for more
I
stuff.
probably
Fuck you,
will.
Blaine. I can do it.
You know,
Not Star Wars enough.
check your email. You know, we'll see.
He'll go complain about the brackets.
Yeah.
After,
God,
yeah.
why'd you have to bring that up?
You're the one who just rejected his offer to do
I
something.
was so nervous to sit in between these two guys on this podcast because I knew it would come up.
So
and
you're
there'd
probably
be
gonna
heated
catch a
debate.
fist to the face because we're gonna
Probably.
be trading blows. All right, set it up, Brandon, so I can defend myself.
There's no defending you. You're absolutely wrong. Okay, so a little bit of a background here, I guess.
So if you listened to
don't
last
know.
week's podcast,
Yeah,
we did discuss it.
There's a Smite tournament that was happening, and originally Chris, Jordan, and I were scheduled to go up against I don't know what team, and Blaine was supposed to go up against the Adams and Chris Martin, who are by far the favorites to win.
I think you're supposed to go up against who did you play in the first round, Blaine?
We played Anime Shown.
I think you're supposed to play them.
And to give you a little bit of background on that, Blaine was originally going to be on our team, but he told Chris and I to fuck off because he was going to go be on Chris Martin's team. And then Chris told him to fuck off, and then Blaine came back to us.
I was like, yeah, it didn't work out, so I got
So-
if you want me on your team, you're like, no, fuck you.
Fast forward a week, and apparently at the brackets come out, Blaine goes to Jack and cries about it. And then all of a sudden, the brackets are changed, and we're going up against the Adams. And then Blaine has like a cupcake match.
It's not at all that what had happened. And don't sell the Anime Shown short.
No,
right?
don't try to distract the
rude.
people.
It's very-
don't try to
they
distract
played
the
really
people.
well.
What was the
Is the
score?
way of the Sith.
We beat him by like 120 or so.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, what had happened
Detail.
was Jack was going around, he had a piece of paper, and he said, hey, I got the Smite bracket. And I was like, oh, cool. And he said, sorry to say, and he said, this is Timp, but right now it's looking like you guys are going to be playing the Adams. And I was like, damn, that sucks. And then
I'm sure that was your exact
No, I was
reaction.
just like, we can get Jack to call in on this. So I was like, that sucks. And I said to him, I know that, you guys want to boost as many views as you can, so I understand if you need to make the brackets to where the most talent will be there for most of the time. So I was saying, like, if you need to put, like, the big faces of Rooster Teeth up, like, no offense to Cole and Josh, but they're not very well known amongst the community. So I was like, if you have to get, like... Sorry, Cole. Did you flip me off?
He did. He absolutely did.
We're going to do great tomorrow. It's okay. So anyways, I said, I understand if you have to do that. So then he was walking away, and then I was jokingly like, haha, hey, remember, I helped you move, Jack. And then he changed it, and I was like, well... Yeah, no,
I didn't even
like
bring that up last week.
Yeah,
I didn't even
that part was omitted
mention
from the
about you
discussion.
went up there and said,
I have
I was like,
nothing to
you know what?
hide.
I'm not going to drop that.
I have nothing
I'll
to
give
hide.
Blaine the benefit.
Well, okay, so apparently that's the scathing rumor that's going around. It's like Blaine did it. Blaine slept with Jack or something.
Blaine, the brackets were one way. You go to somebody
The Sith
who's in
work in
charge,
secret through deals
and after the conversation,
negotiations.
the brackets are different.
It's okay. It's all right, Barbara. So
Scared.
he was saying he was saying like pretty much full disclosure. This is temporary. He said to me, "This is temporary, but as of right now, it's
Then how
looking
did
like."
people see the brackets?
Because he was
the
showing
Adams had seen
he
it,
was
and it
showing them a rough draft. I guess it had to do with scheduling or something, but something didn't work out, and he decided to change it. We played Anime Shown. We're still in it. You guys lost.
Did he set
I'm
the
sorry.
schedule before you helped him move?
No, it was after. I helped him move like over summer or something. I don't know. It was like whatever.
So after the podcast, like last week when Chris and I talked about this, we confronted Blaine about it the next day, and he denied everything. And then we would mention something specific about him going up and talking, and then he'd be like, "Well, yeah, but ... And then we would mention that part. And he's like, "Well, yeah, but," until eventually he just admitted the whole thing.
There's nothing to admit. That's exactly what happened. I'm fine with whatever. And then, like, people started bitching me out on Twitter. You put, like, a witch hunt on me on Twitter.
No.
And I was defenseless because I wasn't even listening to the podcast. I was at the gym. And then I
Everybody-
got all these bitching tweets, and I was like, what did I do?
Even Emily was like, "Yeah, we've been talking about it at the bungalow. That's
what?
messed
What?
up."
It's not that big of a deal. I don't know what I did is wrong.
All right, whatever.
Girls, you're both pretty.
You know what?
You're both pretty.
You say I'm a douchebag and stuff, but, like, I use my powers for good, okay? I helped Jack move.
That
and
is the douchiest thing you've ever said.
if he wants to, change the brackets, that's his decision. I didn't, that's all on
my
Jack.
powers for good.
I love
So
it.
What are your powers in this scenario?
my 3 superpowers are
Charm.
super strength, super charm, and super humility.
Super humility.
Obviously.
That's what humble's one of the top 3 words I think of when I think of you, Blaine.
That's
I
one
will say
humble
our
bundle.
team did face yours in random matchmaking, and we destroyed you.
It was that was
We're
kind of
the
an
better
off.
team.
I'm gonna
All
spill
right.
out all these excuses, and Brandon's gonna shoot him down. But we were missing one of our teammates, who's
You
Josh.
trying to make me the villain here?
And it was also, I was testing a new god, and one of our guys was AFK. So it was kind of shitty. But listen, I'm going to just settle this. We've been playing, you, me, Jordan, Chris. We've all been playing Smite. I've been playing with Gus.
Yeah.
It's been a
You
good
wanted to
time.
hide your screen today, didn't you?
Not really. Yeah, I did. You, okay.
I went in. I just happened to be in the room. Like, I don't know if Gus should be watching us. Like, And then it was
You-
you were
you're
like
sitting-
it was you and Josh sitting next to each other.
Yeah,
You gave
and
me
there's
shit
a
about it.
good chance we might play you guys. If you guys beat Lads and if we beat Miles's team, then we're going to play you, and I think that's going to be a pretty interesting match if it happens. So I was kind of sketched out about it, but then again, like if you go into Ellis's office and you try to watch him play Smite, he flips
He'll
shit.
bite your head off.
He'll turn off the monitor. He'll be like, nope.
He'll literally eat you.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
We our team plays tomorrow for the first time. Team Bam.
Yeah, you, Meg,
And Ashley, yes. Barbara, Ashley, Meg, which is Bam. Some people
Oh,
didn't get that.
I didn't get that either.
Dude, Barbara, you were really good.
Wow.
How did nobody?
I didn't
yeah.
understand what his podcast 300 reference.
Gus is a
that
little
was
slow
way more
today.
obvious.
300.
Yeah,
Keep an eye out for it.
I've been playing a lot.
Yeah, Barb's legit.
I actually have gotten carpal tunnel syndrome on my left hand from playing so much.
You've been killing it as Neath.
I've been trying. So
Yeah.
hopefully tomorrow goes well.
It's fun, and like Jordan even came in and said it today, and I've been thinking it, but he was like, it's just nice to see everybody like how we've progressed and how good we are at this game. Like we've all gotten really good.
We should like have our company battle another company.
I would.
Let's not go that
Smite.
far.
No,
I like
mean,
how most companies have softball tournaments.
Smite.
Like things that are like involve going outside.
we
and
should
being
battle like
athletic.
IGN or
Yeah, there's a lot of other things that are
Cinema
wrong
or
with it
something.
too.
So let's
Going
call somebody
outside.
out then,
Yeah. Hey, Greg Miller
and or Adam Kovic.
or Adam Kovic.
You fuck. I love you, Kovic.
Hopefully they play the game as well.
Yeah. Well, nah.
I really want to go back in time to when we played it on the Gauntlet and actually like be prepared.
Have you gone back and watched the Gauntlet footage to see
I
yourself
know
play?
I don't want to go back because I didn't have any kills. I think I maybe killed a minion when we played. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Gus, you did really good though.
No, that was editing.
You were the only person who got any kills on our team actually.
Yeah.
That's the longest we spent editing any game. Because I mean, MOBAs. Like I was surprised how much fun that game was when I started playing it, and I recommend anybody to play it. But it's hard
free.
to watch if you don't know what's going on.
So apparently the Adams and Chris's team, Team Dark Souls, they have like all of these strategies played out. If we play this team, we're going to use these characters. If we play that team, we're going to use these characters. Do any of you guys have that, or do you just like favor a character?
I just favored a character.
If I have a character, that
I have
I'll
no
enjoy.
strategy whatsoever.
I mean, we have some strategies and we have like certain team builds, but they're like, yeah.
Well, there's
crazy
only
about it.
so many. I feel like there's only so many ways you could go about that game. You could either stick together and just kind of like, target one person at a time, or just like all spread out. One person gets the creep, one person starts killing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So Gus,
What?
some of you saw there's that study, that mail-in survey, where I think
Mail-in survey.
1,000 married women were mailed the survey. Such a great
Wasn't
intro.
it a female-in survey then?
Yeah, and
Sexist.
I think half of them had said that they have a backup husband in mind. Like basically, if things go south with their marriage, they kind of know what guy they might go back with, like either a past love or like a friend that they knew of,
Plan B.
like a plan B. Do you think at all? Do you like going to go through like Esther's history and see if she has one
No,
in
I
the
don't-
works?
I wouldn't. I don't worry about that. I don't
You
think
don't care?
she does. Nah. You got plan G right here.
Nice.
That's all you need.
Oh god.
Do you feel like if there was like a solid one, you feel like you'd have less leverage in the marriage?
You do know that Plan B is the name of a morning after
I was
pill?
gonna joke that this plan B is not over the counter.
It's not called Plan B.
Plan B is
Yeah.
a morning after pill.
I thought that's just the street term.
Nope, there's
Nope.
a thing called Plan B.
the street
Which
term.
might also
Hey,
be
man,
the street term, and that's
Can I
why
get a
they
dime
named-
bag of weed and some plan B?
I had a wild night last night.
Oh no, it's morning after. That's like the.
That's like when you have the sex.
No, but that's what it used to be called for. Okay.
I think they marketed both names. Like they'll put it on the box.
They're probably just different.
Not that
Yeah, I
I
think
would
Plan
know.
B is a brand name, isn't it?
a brand name, yeah.
Barbara, do you have a Plan B?
Like the morning after pill or an actual Plan B?
Either.
Well, I'm not married and I don't have a boyfriend, so Plan A would be great.
Oh, I want to give a quick shout out to whoever someone sent us in these
these are-
koozies.
And they
These,
got a
podcast
bottom on them
koozies.
too.
They're fan made.
I hadn't seen the bottom. I'm
Yeah.
so unobservant. You're teaching me so much.
I was hoping you'd spill it on
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm trying to.
Whoa!
Right on
Was
the
that how
iPad.
bottles work? I thought your mouth needed to be there. So does the survey make you uncomfortable? Or
Absolutely.
easy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Shit.
think Paula has a Plan B?
Oh my god, dude.
Sorry, man.
I'm sure she. I like. Yeah. I have to. Like, because I was going through, I was like, she's known a lot of nice boys. Like, and I started going through to see if I'm a Plan B for
But
anybody.
not nice men.
Not nice men.
You're a nice
It's
man.
funny because like she was talking about how her talking about her ex-boyfriends, and she was saying like, yeah, the last guy I dated, he was just like he's super nice, and I was like, wait, am I not nice? Like, is that not an attribute that you would use to describe me?
I would use nice to describe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if Paula would, but I would.
Yeah, apparently not.
Just because one boyfriend's nice doesn't mean you're not.
Oh no, she did mean that.
Oh. Never mind.
Like she said it angrily, like
No,
like in a
no.
fight.
Because I think it was just like he was like super like, oh, what do you want? What do you want? Like too subservient, I guess.
So how do you feel about your current girlfriend talking about like exes? Like I guess just like what's your
Oh,
overall?
I ask a lot. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't
You don't
volunteer.
care, but you ask a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It doesn't bother me
Okay.
hearing about it. I'm interested. Like I'm genuinely curious because I feel like your history, relationship, or sex, whatever. There's so many great stories. So a lot of times when I tell stories about me and my exes, because there's a lot of interesting ones, I just say my friend because I don't want it to like bother her. But that's a huge part of like what you've been through.
I think it's also important too to like
they're funny stories.
establish like or find out what not to do. It's like you figure out what the other guy did and fucked up on, and then learn from his mistake.
Yeah, but do you want to modify your own behavior to that?
No, not necessarily, but it could be something as simple as like, oh, he didn't put a napkin on his lap during dinner or something.
Fuck
Like,
putting
that's-
napkins on your lap.
You don't do that?
Oh, I
fuck
put-
that.
I put
You're a
napkin on my lap
barbarian, sir.
Every single meal.
No.
My parents
Really?
taught me well. Yeah.
I put my elbows all over that fucking table.
My God.
Use a tablecloth to wipe my
fucking
mouth.
monster.
I'm a monster.
Someone stop him.
No, I'm the same way. I don't give a shit what other people have experienced in past relationships.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It was funny because I actually was
I think she
dating.
means she doesn't care. Just like it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
like
to
you don't even care to hear.
I don't care if I do hear or don't hear. Like some people get really jealous when people
Yeah.
talk about their exes, but I don't give a shit. Like I was dating someone recently, and they had a bowl that their ex-girlfriend had made for them with like her name in it, and I was like home and he was at work or something, and I found the bowl and I started like eating cereal out of it. And I was just like, I found this bowl today and I used it for cereal. And he's just like, if you were any of my ex-girlfriends, you would have been like, you need to come home right now. We need to talk. And I was like, I don't give a shit. It's
Smashing
a
the
fucking
bowl.
bowl.
Shattered.
Fuck these memories.
Yeah, it was just funny to me that anyone would care about that. It's
I think some people
you
are just
have a
really
life.
insecure.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You just have to
You've-
grow out of it.
You live a life before other people. And I think some people just don't get that.
Blaine, have you ever asked about a girlfriend's like previous sex life or sex with a guy that she used to date?
Yeah. I'm pretty like I'm really transparent about that kind of stuff, and if they want to talk about it, then fine. I don't see a problem with it. I don't want to get like weird about it, and I don't get like jealous, and I don't be like, how big was his dick? But like, it's just like
Was that Batman?
it's just like if they.
Tell me.
But if
how
they have-
big was his dick?
Where is he?
I want to know if like they've had bad experiences or something that like again.
Would you
something-
wait-
Circumcised. Where is he?
Would you trust her if she talked about her ex-boyfriend's penis size?
I wouldn't ask, and I don't think I would listen.
A
so-
girl should never talk about her ex-boyfriend's penis size unless she's saying that yours is bigger.
Okay, so
That's the only context that a girl
funny
should
story.
talk about.
But that's what I'm
okay.
like. That's why you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Funny fucking story. I had an ex-girlfriend, and I get a lot of shit for talking about ex-girlfriends and past relationships on Twitter, but it's like, it's whatever. So anyways,
It's your life, man.
yeah, exactly. So I had a girlfriend who, I don't know how it came out, but at one point she was like, yeah, it was just kind of weird because my ex-boyfriend had like scars down there, and I was like, he had scars down there, and I was like, oh, that's strange. She's like, yeah. It was kind of weird doing stuff with it. I was like, well, I mean, like, why what happened? Why did he have scars? And then she was like, well, he got penis reduction surgery. And I was like, I was like,
Someone is offset laughing behind set.
that is like the last thing you want to hear. And I remember she telling me this, and I just went,
Was she
Miles,
the
what
one,
are you doing?
Was she the one who asked him to get the surgery?
So the next few times were a little like disheartening, just kind of having that in my mind and knowing that.
Oh, fuck.
I've never heard of penis reduction surgery before.
It's a thing.
You know who
She's like,
has? Blaine's ex-girlfriend.
but it was like, I was like, how am I supposed to bounce back from that? And she's like, no. I mean, it was just like too big. It was like uncomfortable. And I was like, you're not helping. He's like, he would develop health issues, and it was just like, it hurt when he ran. And I was like, I don't want to know any of this.
It hurt when he ran.
We were talking about her boyfriend's junk for like the longest time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's fucked up. I'm sorry.
Nah, he's all right. That relationship crashed and burned. So.
Why is that?
She went back to it. She was originally from Germany, and she moved back.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say she went back to that dude.
She went back to his gross mutilated dick.
Maybe.
Oh, the red ripple burn.
Did you get Monster Energy drink in your eye?
No, in my...
In your nose? Snorted it?
Oh, my stomach.
Dude, that's too fucking funny.
So yeah.
Oh, man.
I've never heard of someone actually getting that before.
You know, I kind of had a funny experience today at the gym. So I forgot my lock. You know, you normally bring a lock with you so you can lock your locker. Put all your stuff in there. It's safe and secure while you're taking a shower. Forgot my lock. So I had all my stuff in there, my wallet, my phone, in my gym bag, in my locker, unlocked. So I purposely got a shower that faced the locker.
So you
And I
watch it.
showered with the curtain open and just watched my locker because I trust no one. I've had money stolen from me at my gym locker. So I just sat there and there'd be people walking by looking at me and I make eye contact with them and I'd just be scrubbing my balls, just watching that locker.
You think there's another podcast going on in Austin right now? They're going, you won't believe it. The weirdest thing happened to me at the gym.
This fucking
So
guy was
guys passed you, and they were just looked at your dick just now.
Yeah. But my stuff was safe.
What gym do you go to? Can you
not
tell
gonna
the
say it.
people?
Don't
Your
say
other
it.
stuff
Nothing.
wasn't safe. For people's
Yeah, he was-
vision.
Guys, if you go to an Austin gym, you have a chance of seeing
Is it the
Blaine
one we
Gibson
both go to?
naked.
Yes.
People are nice there. They
Yeah,
steal your
but you
stuff.
can't. Homeless people go to that one though. Not that homeless people are bad, but they use sometimes they pay that membership so that they can use the shower specifically, and it's got a pool. It's got a lot of nice services, but like, yeah, I just don't
Why
trust
don't you just
anybody.
use the lockers that have the lock on them?
I don't think that those. Oh, those are further down. I don't know.
Then
But they have a lock
Then
on
you
them.
wouldn't have been able to show off.
I was yeah. I just want to show everything off.
Yeah.
That's why. But no, like I remember though, there was this one guy who just like I'd just be watching it and he'd be like looking at me like uncomfortably. It's like, was he looking? I felt like that guy was gonna come up to me like, are you okay?
Did he have penis scars?
I didn't look. I don't look at dudes' dicks when I see them at the gym. It's just like I just like once I enter the locker room,
You see it though.
it's
The
just
dick's
like
there.
all eyes are up here. It might be in your peripheral, but I'm not gonna look down there.
You know, I don't. Obviously, I don't go to the gym. I don't work out. I don't have these kinds of
What?
experiences.
Let
But
me know if you want to change that.
one time, I was in middle school and I had to take PE, and I assume it's a similar thing where you have your locker, you lock your shit up, you go to the shower. Except since it was middle school, there weren't like individual stalls. It was just like a big room with a bunch of shower heads and like
Yeah.
no divider between other dudes. So I was like in 7th grade and I'm in there. It's like my first time taking a shower after PE, and it's just like a room full of dudes, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I got to do this. I walk in there like, whatever, I've got a dick. I've seen my dick a million times. Nothing weird about this. I walk in, and the dude next to me has the biggest birthmark that covers just like his entire dick. Like he's super fair skinned like me, except he's got this really dark dick because it's just a big birthmark. And I was like, I couldn't stop staring at him. I was like, what the fuck? I can't go back. I can never shower again.
Was it that moment that you realized you were gay? Or was it in life?
It was so weird. Like, it's like I can still picture it. It's been so long, and I still picture that dick.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been. Shut up.
I think you guys have mentioned this on like a really long podcast like a long time ago. But have you heard of that thing where it's like shrinking dick syndrome?
No.
No.
Okay, so apparently, all right, I'm going into this. I know none of the science, but apparently it was a big problem, and it's actually kind of like this wives' tale in Africa where it's like these guys think that their dicks can shrink, and it's all placebo. Where basically your penis will just like retreat into its body. It's something I don't know the science behind it or anything, but being in high school football, there was a couple of guys that would happen to them on a regular basis. They were just so timid in the shower that it's just like they just
Are you sure they weren't just?
Did
like,
it make that
real
sound,
small?
Blaine?
they would make the noise. But no, like it would just
was like Ken doll.
It was just.
Was it like
Yeah.
a thumb in a bush?
It was like it was weird. The best explanation is like a closed eyelid. It was just like, just like this little thing peeking out of like, yeah. There was nothing there. It was weird.
I played football.
Were they women? Sorry.
No, they're dude. Oh, okay. You're gonna have a fun time looking at this with the link dump, but it's a thing, and they suffered from it.
Is it micro penis?
No.
Micro penis is sounds like that.
Is it micro? I don't know the science behind micro penis. Tell me more about micro
a
penis.
micro
Science
penis.
behind disappearing dick though.
Alan, one of our actors in Laser Team, was in an episode of New Girl where he played like this really douchey guy with micro penis.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that.
That's why every comment or like every other comment whenever we announced it was like micro penis. You didn't know? I think that was weird.
No,
I didn't read into
I did
it.
not even see that.
Alan is a
Alan's a
beautiful
beast.
fucking man. He's
Yeah.
tall and handsome. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
I got a chance to go out and visit the set. I was at the set all day over the weekend, and he's really cool to hang out with.
Yeah,
He's
he's
really
super
nice.
nice and down to earth. And I also like him. He is a like well-crafted man. I don't know what it is. He's just. I don't want to go on about it, but I'm just gonna say, damn.
There are very few things in life that I'm sad about. I'm very sad that he's married with children, and that he doesn't have a brother, single twin brother.
We real fast.
Yeah.
I have something actually a story from the set from over the weekend. So we were standing out there, and I was standing there with some of the cast, and one of our cast members is a woman who's done a lot of work. Her name's Irina, and this friend of Bernie's walks up because he wants to tour the set, and Bernie's friend walks up. He's wearing a St. Pauli's girl shirt, and Irina looks at him and says, "Why did you wear that shirt?" And he looks at her and is like, "Oh, I just really like beer." And she said, "Because that's me."
What?
And I was like, "What?" She goes, "That's me. I was the St. Pauli girl."
Holy
And I looked at the shirt, and I looked at her, and I was like, "Oh, fuck,
What
that's
are
you!"
the fucking chances?
It's so fucking weird.
like blew your mind.
Yeah, it's like of all the shirts that guy could have worn,
Yeah.
he wore that shirt.
that's insane.
That is so
Small world.
strange.
He didn't know she was going to be there, or that
No,
that was
no.
her or anything.
Nope.
Who
Total
is
coincidence.
she? What is she?
She's it says on the Laser Team IMDb she plays a scientist.
Oh, there's the St. Pauli's girl. That one is not her. This is I think this is the newer St. Pauli's girl. I think she was St. Pauli's girl a couple years ago.
That's what she looks like.
How
Yeah, they
Beautiful-
changes like
beautiful
a
blonde.
little
How old is
bit,
this
yeah.
St. Paul's girl that's on our set?
You don't know who Irina is?
No.
Oh, she is a beautiful woman.
I will be sure to visit the Laser
All right,
Team
here's
set.
what we're going to do. Alan and Irina,
Okay.
we break them up.
Okay.
Break
Or
them
we
up.
go-
We put them together.
Wait, are they married?
Then we break them up.
No, well, I don't know if she's married, but I know.
Wait. Who would you go for, Alan or Irina?
That's a
Ooh,
tough.
that is
God,
tough.
I haven't met her, this chick, but if she's a St. Pauli's girl, you know. But Alan, though,
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Did I tell you guys about my introduction to Alan?
No.
How fucking awkward it
Oh,
was.
is that her? Yeah, I think that might be her. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will be visiting Laser Team set. I was in a green leotard for reasons. It was that full bodysuit green leotard. And I just walk out from behind a curtain, and Bernie's giving Alan a tour of the office. And I'm just in this like full nude green leotard suit. And he looks at me, and I look at him, and Bernie's like, "Blaine." I was like, "Hi, I'm Blaine." That's the complete interaction with Alan Richardson.
That's it?
Yep.
Just that one meeting?
He's super glad you guys hang out.
Me,
We-
Blaine.
He
But
was-
I told people that, and I was like, "God, I was like fucking awkward. I looked like a dumbass." And they're like, "That's the best way to introduce yourself to somebody." He's like, "He's never going to forget that." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's true."
Yeah.
super humility.
Super humility. It's one of my
Remember?
powers. One of my 3 powers.
Exactly.
That's some optimism going right there. Like that's the best way to do it.
They he and some other people from the cast were here for that table read, and I was talking to him in the kitchen, and then like everyone started to walk into the studio to start the table read, and I was like, "Oh, I guess we're starting," and I started walking. He's like, "I'm just gonna follow you," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yes.
right this way, sir."
Here,
Best moment of my life.
I'm gonna read this thing here.
You read that thing.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is brought to you by right before the podcast started, we were eating some pizza over here, and Brandon ate a slice of pepperoni pizza, and then he said, "Oh, I fucked up." I said, "Why'd you fuck up?" He goes, I shouldn't have eaten the pepperoni."
Why not?
I said, "Why not?" He says, "Well, I'm trying not to eat pork anymore." And I said, "Well, why not?" He goes, "Well, pigs are smart animals, and they fear death, and I don't want to eat pigs as a result of it anymore."
Yeah, absolutely.
And so then like this spurned like a whole conversation about why do we eat the animals that we eat. We talked way too much about it before the podcast. Basically, we ruined a lot of this conversation. But I think where we left off and where I decided to stop talking was Brandon asked, so why don't we eat dogs?
Well, no, not just that, but I'm saying
Brandon.
I feel like the
Think
only
of
reason
Penny.
we don't eat dogs is because culturally we have an issue with it. But I feel like pigs are just as smart or maybe smarter than dogs. So it's not necessarily a issue of we don't want to eat intelligent life as it is so much. Pigs are extremely delicious. And culturally, we're just so attached to dogs.
I also hear that dogs taste like shit.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's something to do with carnivores don't taste as good as herbivores. I don't know if pigs are completely herbivores or omnivores.
But pigs are so sweet and they're so nice. They just
are.
come up to you
But
and then you
bacon.
pet them.
Bacon.
I know. Okay, I know, but it's so like when they're in the slaughterhouse, they're like forcing these pigs in these cages,
don't.
and they're trying to like get away. Like
Circle
a cow
of
or
life,
chicken,
Brandon.
they don't know.
Circle of life.
They have no idea, but the pigs, they fear.
Don't make me feel like shit for eating food.
No, you're not gonna feel
You're
like
trying to
shit.
make
You're
me feel
gonna
shit for
eat.
eating pork.
You're gonna. No, I'm not. No. I'm not trying to tell anybody they shouldn't eat pork.
All
I'm not saying
animals-
it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't want to do it because
All animals are smart and have feelings and all that stuff.
to different degrees.
Yeah, but so
Listen here, Simba.
Yeah, I wouldn't classify like
Circle
a
of
fish
life.
on the same
Yeah.
scale or
Like a-
fucking snail.
you don't know
Pigs
fish.
can learn.
You've never been a fish.
You don't know fish. So I just looked up that thing. Barbara just saw the picture. It's actually called buried penis, and they had a picture there.
Yep,
I'm not
got
going
to
show
see it.
It's
I don't want to see it.
definitely a thing though. A very unfortunate thing.
Buried penis. That's
Buried penis. Yes.
Are there any animals you would not eat?
Human. Ah.
I mean, I think I've
Beautiful.
eaten just about every like culturally acceptable kind of animal.
You
to
eat
eat.
kangaroo, right?
Yeah, I've eaten kangaroo.
Ostrich.
I've eaten ostrich. So yeah, I guess I would eat just about anything. I think one
Horse.
of the last things I ate was like escargot. Like I was like, I really don't want to do this, but I have to eat it just to say I've done it.
Yeah, you have to-
fucking good.
You have to really?
Fucking delicious.
When
I was
did
like,
you- when
I
did
could,
you have it?
One time in Vegas,
Oh,
of
okay.
course, right? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, I could totally eat the shit out of this. It's like just a butter
But you
delivery
get
mechanism.
what, like this much or
Yeah, it's
something?
like tiny, like all arranged around on a plate.
Isn't that like a rich people delicacy?
I'm a baller, man.
Right.
Fucking
Have you
rolling.
seen Gus in Vegas?
It was like
Rolling that
give me your
craps.
escargot.
Was it right after some craps?
Yeah, instead of dice, I had the escargot shell. That's like in Vegas, you can get. I feel like in Vegas, you can really get
Get-
anything,
get anything,
that you
yeah.
wanted.
I haven't been. And Brandon's apparently a big Vegas guy, and I keep on trying to get us a group to go to Vegas.
I'd
You
go
know.
to Vegas.
Let's go to Vegas.
Yeah, let's
yeah,
go.
I'd go to Vegas.
Yeah, Paula's like dying to see Brittany.
Oh.
And every time it's convenient for us to go, Brittany takes 3 months off.
She's got that sweet gig you're telling
Yeah,
me
good
about,
for
huh?
her, man.
Where does
She
she play?
made it. She plays at Planet Hollywood, which I
She
thought was a
made it.
trashy hotel, but it's actually awesome and really nice.
Britney Spears made it.
No,
She made it, guys. Good for
Man,
Brittany.
if you get Vegas, it's like you're performing 3 or 4 times a week
Yeah.
for like 2 months and then another month and a half off. You don't
Well,
tour.
Also, you don't
That's
tour.
it.
That's the big deal.
That's
it's like
it.
you aren't going city to city. It's like the people are coming to you.
Yeah,
that
Is Celine Dion still there?
probably.
I don't think so.
Oh, she's
Penn
I
and
know
Teller
she's been there for a long time.
Carrot Top has been there for 20 years.
What the fuck is
Ish,
Carrot
maybe.
Top
Carrot
doing?
Top
Around that
is terrifying.
Is he still in
Steroids.
demand? I know, I've seen him. Yeah, he's like jacked up
God.
on Mountain Dew Code Red or something. He's scary
He's jacked
looking.
up on something. I
Steroids.
think it's a
That's
lot
my
of
goal
drugs.
is to make it in Vegas.
Yeah, doing what? What's your
I don't know,
what's your
fucking
big performance?
Sing or shit. something
Singer
like that.
shit. All right.
Are you comfortable singing in front of people?
No, I have an awful singing. I've only done karaoke once, and that's because I was really trashed.
What are your go-to karaoke songs?
He's done it
Queen
once.
songs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
What are your
only did a
go-to
Queen
songs?
song.
One
Songs.
time.
You're uncomfortable with your singing, but you try to sing like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because nobody can sing like Freddie.
You're right.
Nobody. So it's like no one can measure up. So it's like I'm not going to be that bad.
So it's
Plus,
good
I
logic.
really love Queen's one of my favorite bands. So if I'm going to do it, I'm
Have
going
you
to do
done
it right.
karaoke?
oh yeah, I love karaoke.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't strike me as a karaoke type.
No, I strike. Yeah, you just it's fun and you just get drunk and everybody's drunk. Who gives a shit? It's kind of like you go to the gym, you get naked, your balls are out. It's whatever.
Yeah, watching your locker like
Yeah.
a hawk.
No, like I got like a few go-to songs. You always pick the songs that either everybody knows, so that everybody will just sing with you. One of those songs that you can just yell the lyrics. Don't stop believing. Or I pick a lot of country songs.
Yeah, like what?
A lot of Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash and that kind of shit. Yeah.
I hate karaoke.
Why?
I hate it so much. Because every time I've done karaoke, it's been a group of people sitting in a room, watching someone do this, not being able to talk because it's so loud.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like this really awkward situation where one person's singing really badly and no one could hear each other. It's not my idea of a good time.
Whenever I go out, we make it like really interactive when we get a few people on stage. It's a good fucking time.
Yeah.
I think we should get a group to go out.
Barbara does not
Barbara, you want to go?
It's just like I have so many more ideas of fun things to do.
Has this ever happened to you where you get up to sing a song, you start like the first 3 lines, and then you realize, I don't know this fucking song at all.
Yeah.
It's like you get really drunk, you're like, yeah, I know that song, I love that song. You're like, oh shit, I don't know this song at all.
It's funny seeing like drunk girls go up and sing My Humps because there's like a bit of a rap in there. So then they just get lost and they're like, look at that, my humps. They just like lose the lyrics and you just kind of cringe for 2.5 minutes.
I'm ashamed to admit I know all of my humps.
Sing it.
I'm not gonna no.
Hey, karaoke, here we
Take a
go.
wild time.
Patrick, let's get the music. We should seriously go.
No
get
licensing
karaoke.
problems
Oh
with
my
that.
God, Becky, look at her.
That's-
no, wait.
That's so
I'm thinking of
big
Baby Got
song.
Back. Baby Got Back is what I know. Sorry, my antibiotics are kicking in.
Yo, we don't need a box for?
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it must be.
I'm going to drink
Ebola.
a beer in Barbara's honor. Give me one of those.
Oh yeah.
Is anybody here scared of Ebola? Does anybody care?
Oh,
No.
I'm terrified.
I'm not-
You are?
Absolutely terrified. Yeah.
I'm fucking
I
horrified.
kind of feel like I should go get it now because there's no competition for resources. Because if I get it now, I'll have my own suite in a hospital. And I'll have people waiting on me. But if it becomes super big and there's more people that need treatment than that's available, then you're in trouble.
It's a good fucking idea, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get I want to.
What is wrong with you guys?
No, it makes perfect
Terrible
sense.
idea.
And you almost become
And
a
then
celebrity.
I'll be immune
For having
to it for
Ebola,
10
then
years.
no one wants to be around
Yeah,
you.
but everybody knows you when you have Ebola. It's like, oh, you know the names of the people, the first 2 patients. Or whatever.
What are their names? Blaine.
Well, I don't know because
Nailed it.
That's how famous you become.
Well, you get a picture on the paper.
What are their names? Brandon.
All right, he doesn't know.
I don't know. I know
So-
their ethnicities.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it was a nurse and a guy who came back from Africa
There you
who
go.
went to Dallas.
So my friend texted me the other day. He works at the same company with another friend who will come into play later in the story. He texted me and he said, a girl just came into her office crying because she just found out she lives in the same apartment complex as Ebola patient 2. And I was like, holy shit, man. Be careful, be safe. I'm scared for you. I hope you're all right. And then my other friend texted me and he said, look what I just got from my apartment complex. And he took a picture of a sign that said, notice, it's from the city of Dallas. And he's like, someone in your apartment complex has contracted Ebola. You have no reason to worry, blah, 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 blah. So I just had 2 friends in one day that are probably going to die. And I'll probably never visit
I like
them
the
again.
idea of giving someone a notice that's like, warning, you have nothing to fear.
Right?
Exactly.
Everything is okay, so calm down.
I think people are,
Yeah.
fear mongering.
Yeah, it's
Right
You
now.
think it's like swine flu too?
Well, swine flu actually was bad for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like,
And this isn't?
I mean,
it's bad for 3 people.
Are
but
you
I'm talking
negating
about-
the people
I'm
in
talking
the
about-
U.S.
talking about
You
the
weren't
US.
worried before people had it in the U.S.
Which is
were
kind of
you?
shitty. That
Yeah.
shows a lot about our culture, but
because it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, it's
and
natural.
Now it does affect you.
It's just natural. I mean,
Yeah, of
you
course,
worry-
yeah.
I mean, you don't want to worry about that to begin
sad.
with.
Yeah, I'm not
so
worried
no.
about a fucking tiger mauling me because there are no tigers here. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a tiger somewhere loose in Austin. You're
A
a little
tiger
bit
named
afraid.
Ebola.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrified of disease, so that's why I think
So-
it's like this plays into my biggest fear. So that's it.
So did you hear that? I think it was Nigeria, which was finally declared Ebola free because they've gone 42 days
yeah.
without a new Ebola case being reported. And since it's Nigeria, it makes me think, is this some kind of scam? Like, how are you? I'm like, what's the angle here? Are they trying to get money out of me somehow with this?
If you want an
Like
Ebola
here.
cure,
But care if you're
it's
happy about
Man,
this.
It's so
Let's-
shitty if you live in a country and that's what your country's known for. Like, oh, you're from the scamming country.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, I bet
Nigerian princes
Yeah.
are all come from.
Kazakhstan's got it pretty rough because fucking Borat ruined their whole thing.
The worst is I don't know if you remember, after a year or two after the Borat movie, I think there was it wasn't the Olympics. It was like another worldwide sporting competition. Some Kazakhstan athletes won, and they played the Borat theme instead of the Kazakhstan national anthem. Because whoever was programming the music just like Google searched Kazakhstan national anthem, and that was the top hit.
That's fucking funny.
So you see the
That's
athletes like on
awesome.
the podium, and then the music starts playing. They're like, what? No, they're like, no, they're like confused, like that's not it.
I would have gone with it.
They probably didn't know it was the Borat song either, you know?
If I ever win an Olympic medal and they start playing Blame Canada from South Park, I'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, do you think that's just a super arbitrary decision on Sacha Baron Cohen's part to pick Kazakhstan?
He probably thought at the time it was just probably an obscure
Yeah.
country that no one had heard of. He's like, I can get away with this.
Yeah.
No one knows if this is what people from Kazakhstan are really like.
Yeah.
They started replaying Ali G on the FXX network.
Ali G was a funny show,
AKA
yeah.
the Mini Simpsons Marathon Network.
Which we missed.
And they show it, like they show all the old episodes, and they're also showing episodes of the Ali G show that were not broadcast in the US.
On HBO.
Right. They're just
Yeah.
like some that were just kept in the UK. And it's still like super cringy and still super funny.
I just remember
Yeah.
that one where he got a dude from Israel, another guy from Palestine or whatever, and that was like a really awkward.
Why
He,
is
like-
that, Blaine? Why is that?
Oh, because he like made them hold hands because they're
Oh.
enemies. I had a friend that served in what's Israeli Defense Force, IDF? Yeah. So I know a decent amount about it. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
his interview with the UN, I think, was my favorite. But yeah, solid programming.
I mean, it's sad. It's like, I wish he could do more, but it's like everyone knew the joke after a while. It's like, oh, fuck, you can't
Yeah.
do it anymore.
My favorite thing about Borat is I remember I rented the DVD, and when I opened it, it was just like it was like a disc that you could buy at Best Buy, and then it was just in Sharpie. It said Borat, and I thought someone had scammed me, but
Yeah.
like that's actually how they made the discs.
Yeah.
like it looked like a bootleg, and I thought it was one of the most clever things I'd ever
The
seen.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo did the same thing in their initial run. Then they had to stop doing it because too many people started taking the disc back to the store for an exchange or a refund. So the subsequent printings of the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo disc look normal.
Yeah.
Why? I don't
aren't
see
they
why. What the motivation behind that with Girl and Dragon Tattoo?
It was
would
like
be.
a hacker thing, like a bootleg
guess.
copied disc. Yeah.
Speaking of, I ended up seeing what's that new movie that
Gone
did that?
Girl?
Gone Girl. Had a weird interaction in the bathroom. I always have weird interactions with bathrooms.
You just have weird interactions in general.
I don't.
Yeah.
I try to avoid interactions in the bathroom in general.
I welcome
Yeah.
them. with
What
open
was
arms.
your interaction?
All right, so it was like all the guys that had or all the people that had just gotten out of Gone Girl. You know, some of them were going to the bathroom, and I was at the urinal, and there was like 4 or 5 urinals, and then we're all just taking a piss. You know, it's quiet, and then a guy. Okay, what is that? What is that? Why are we
Gus,
looking?
please.
It's natural.
Audio
Oh,
listeners, they're showing a picture of fan art
That's
that's
you staring at.
naked. Anyways, so a guy came in. He was just quiet. He broke the silence. He's like, "So did you guys just see Gone Girl?" And then like there's like mumbles of agreement, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm never getting married." Like they all started laughing, but yeah, that was a freaky film.
I loved that movie.
was
I
really
won't
good.
say anything about it, but
I saw it opening weekend. I never go to the theater.
I know.
Like,
That's why I
went,
was shocked to hear that. Like when I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw Gone Girl this week," and you're like, "Yeah, me too." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What?"
yeah, I saw it opening weekend. I really want to go back and see it again. I feel like
Me too.
it's time to watch it.
I just saw Fury. I'll probably talk about this on Screenplay tomorrow.
Oh, how was Fury?
It's fucking good, man. It's a bummer. Like
Yeah?
that's like they kind of cast more of a Vietnam sort of light on World War II. You know, like normally World War II, you think of them as like the Great Generation, and you know they're valiant and destroying the Germans, and they didn't really get into like how fucked up some of that stuff was. I'm sure a lot of it was dramatized, but man, there was some really messed up shit in that movie.
I heard that the last operational
Tank.
Tiger was used in filming that movie, the German tank. Well, it's like the last one in the world. that's
Spoiler
running.
alert: they fucked that thing up.
Yeah, good movie. I don't want to say anything because it just
Okay.
came out.
Yeah, they might have
Yeah.
had like stunt tanks, like
Yeah.
fucked, like the ones that don't run anymore.
I mean, they had a lot of era-specific vehicles and stuff. It's really well done film.
Yeah, that tank didn't explode.
Speaking of era-specific vehicles, I was reading like trivia about Raiders of the Lost Ark earlier today.
Mhm.
Was it Raiders? Yeah, it was Raiders, I think. And they said that the Nazi uniforms used in Raiders were actual Nazi uniforms. That,
Are you serious?
yeah, I
What?
guess they had recently found a cache of just like Nazi paraphernalia. So rather than the art department making them, they just used
That's
the
fucking
actual
cool.
stuff.
Would it be weird if you were an actor and you didn't know that?
Yeah, you're like, oh
Like-
shit.
Have you heard
Like,
the
I hope
story
they washed it.
Get it
about
off. Get it off. Get it off.
Poltergeist? they used actual dead bodies during the pool scene. When she's like in the pool, there's like
No
skeletons
way.
and stuff. Yeah, apparently some of those were like stunt dead bodies. Like that's a thing in Hollywood is sometimes they actually use real cadavers.
I don't think that's true.
I read somewhere that they used real dead bodies in Poltergeist. I know that skeletons, that's like a
What
common-
year was that made? Maybe in like
80 something?
I think Poltergeist was like 80.
Oh, there's no way they could get away with that in the 80s. Maybe it was like the 40s.
Yeah.
Fact check us, audience, please.
I'm
And
sure they
thank you.
will.
I'm sure Mariel's looking it up furiously. As we talk.
Seriously.
So speaking of
She looks angry.
Raiders
I can see her.
of the Lost Ark, I have decided what I will be for Halloween.
Did Mary just flick you off?
Yeah, she did.
Man, she is assimilated into the
Well,
Rooster
Horns
Teeth.
up. I thought it was a flick off. Okay.
Marielle, I would
She's
never.
assimilated into the Rooster
What are you
Teeth.
going to
What
be
do
for
you mean,
Halloween?
I'm going to be Indiana Jones for Halloween. I think did I tell you that, Brandon? You started making fun of me for it.
I didn't make fun of you.
Well, I did say
Why do you
something-
keep trying to paint me off like this?
No, I'm just,
mean
you know,
villain?
no, Brandon.
He's trying to turn the tables on you.
Well,
I
okay,
know.
what did I said? Jordan thought it was fucking funny, but I said I'm going to be Indiana Jones again, but it'll be like the first time. And then Jordan was like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, when I was Indiana Jones 2 years ago, I didn't have nearly as many Twitter followers, so it's as if it didn't exist."
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, Blaine.
Wow.
See? And it's just going to be like, oh, that's
Ooh.
Blaine.
Ooh.
That is kind of jerky.
I know what I could be now.
What?
I'll be the boulder.
You just chase after me.
That's funny.
No. I'm going to be Temple of Doom, Indiana.
Oh.
I guess that's the difference, is because originally I was Raiders, and now I'm going to be Temple of Doom, Indiana.
What's the difference between Raiders and
Well, you see, Gus, Temple of Doom has his sleeve ripped off and his shirt is pretty much unbuttoned.
Oh, no
So I'll be able
wonder.
to show off the goods, of course. And I'll dirty myself up, make it accurate.
Are you going to have a little sidekick? Short round?
I was actually going to see if I could.
you like Kay, a little kid?
I want to
to
see if
follow
someone
you
will be my
around?
short round. I think that'd be fucking
Mr.
funny.
Gibson.
Aren't you going to go downtown, though?
Why don't you
I
get a Kate
haven't
Gonna
Capshaw
bring a
too?
little kid
Huh?
with you?
Get a Kate Capshaw.
Okay, what?
Oh, man, she was horrible in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's all
Christ.
she did for 2 hours.
That is the worst of the Indiana Jones. Oh, never mind.
No one talks about the other one.
The four. Yeah.
That one doesn't count.
The one
It's
with
the-
aliens?
Yeah, it's not as
Spoiler.
So,
what,
if there's
7
aliens
years?
in Indiana Jones 4, does that mean Star Wars is, do they coexist?
Poltergeist 2 had
Maybe
real
they'll meet up at
skeletons.
some point.
Poltergeist 2 had real skeletons. Blaine was right about
Oh, no. There's a difference between skeletons and bodies. Skeletons, I totally buy that.
Yeah, I can-
But
I
dead
can see
bodies,
that.
it's like,
Rotting.
it's like, yeah, Barbara's
bacteria-laden
floating
flesh.
there in like the water.
Why me?
You're, you know.
I bet they've used real skeletons in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
Hell,
I
I like
can
in
see that.
Indiana Jones even they had skeletons.
Yeah,
I bet,
absolutely.
I bet those were real.
What about in Pirates of the
Spielberg.
Caribbean? Pirates of the Caribbean. There are a lot of skeletons.
They
in
used
that.
real cursed skeletons.
Yeah.
No, the
in the-
Nazi
in the-
uniforms was from Last Crusade. Someone just corrected me.
Oh, were these real?
Yeah.
Shit.
Wasn't Last Crusade that wasn't that
Touché.
the late 80s too?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Where are they finding them?
I don't know.
Some guy's attic.
Yeah.
Some guy's like, "Hey, I had these." Like, Bill, why did you have these?
He bet on the
outfits?"
wrong team. It's like when the Super Bowl they make both both victory teams, and it's like the Nazis were the losing team, so they just like shipped off all the uniforms somewhere to like a third world country. Like no one will ever see those.
Did you hear about that Dallas quarterback or Dallas Cowboys running back who got arrested for shoplifting underwear?
What?
Yeah, that was so weird.
It was so weird because he makes like millions and millions of dollars, and so everybody thought this would be this big black
people
guy
just want to
follow him around forever. But then he just signed a deal marketing an underwear company. So now
so
he's the
stupid.
official sponsor of this brand of underwear, and it kind of completely redeems
steal?
himself in the public eye. Like now it's like hard to
Joseph
make fun
Randall?
of him.
What?
Joseph Randall?
That's what I'm being told.
Oh,
For what?
that was the guy. That was the NFL player that stole the.
Oh,
undies.
okay. Yeah, and I don't know what the name of the underwear company is, but they paid him based on like the fine that he was incurred.
I said that this was super stupid, and Brandon said no, but it's great because now the underwear company has their name out there and all the exposure.
I know.
Doesn't
I
remember
know.
the name. Fucking prove my point. Worthless.
No,
Waste of
but
money.
this is not the only publication that matters. I mean,
no,
it's
but
important.
you've forgotten. I'm saying as a consumer, it didn't work because you don't remember.
You're right.
As an underwear buyer, as a potential leather underwear buyer.
To
Or
be
pleather.
fair, I do not buy any of my own underwear.
Who buys your underwear?
My dad's girlfriend.
What kind of
Is it
Oedipus
like,
shit is that?
Is it like a trade thing? Like you buy hers and she buys yours?
No.
Wait, why?
She works
why?
for a company.
They
Why?
buy me clothes. They just buy me a ton of clothes.
Did they buy that shirt for you?
No, not this shirt.
What about those pants?
But Yes, these pants. These
Okay,
are like
what about,
7
What
pants.
about those shoes?
Yes, these shoes.
Hey, no
Those are
homo.
awesome. I think.
I noticed that you do wear Calvin Klein underwear sometimes. Those are good underwear.
Yeah,
They're
those
treating
are
you right.
nice underwear.
Yeah.
It's my going out underwear.
Is there a difference in underwear brands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Express. I wear Express now. I used to wear Fruit of the Loom. Express is oh God, I'm just digging myself into a
Yep.
hole. I wear Express underwear when I'm expecting something to happen.
On
They're
your
my
period?
fancy. No, they're my nice underwear. So it's like I wear them out if I think that I might be in only my underwear later. Let's change this.
But as far as comfort,
When
is there
Blaine
any
thinks
difference
he's gonna
to the way
get
you feel
laid
them?
or get some action, he wears his nice underwear.
That's true.
It's the same with girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Like, yeah, you want your like lucky underwear, your for show underwear.
Yeah. But they're
Also-
You're like, I
uncomfortable
feel
as fuck.
confident. I feel confident in this underwear.
That's what I was getting at. I bought a pair of Express underwear once. And they fucking ride up your ass constantly.
That's why Blaine likes them.
Not that
Terrible.
I'm thinking I'm gonna get laid tonight, but I am wearing Express underwear right
What's
now.
my underwear?
So.
No, I just buy the Hanes. I just go to Target and buy like a fucking 12-pack of Hanes underwear. Best underwear in the world.
Yeah, but I had the same girlfriend with the ex-boyfriend with the giant dick. She
Not
saw
anymore.
me in my like Fruit of the Loom boxer briefs, and she's like, "It looks like you're wearing a fucking diaper." God, that was a really
Wow,
weird
what a
Relationship.
Bitch.
Jesus.
What's wrong with her?
No. She's great. Whatever.
Did you say, sorry, my dick isn't scarred up and too big?
So it doesn't fill out my underwear as
I think
much.
that was the reason I started getting nicer underwears because I was like, yeah, I do kind of look like an asshole in these. So.
At least they weren't tighty whities.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, I haven't had tighty whities in a while. I should try those out. See how it goes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll report my findings on
I think
podcast
boxer
300.
briefs are good in between.
Yeah, I remember before.
from
I
experience.
feel like I remember a time before boxer briefs existed.
Yeah.
And it's like you had your choice between briefs and boxers. And then like one day it was like the best of both. It's like
Yeah.
someone put peanut butter and chocolate together. And then it was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
It was like sometime in the last 15 years, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No,
feel
it's been maybe 20 at this
I
point.
know. I always wore boxers, and now I do exclusively boxer briefs
feel like most
because I'm
people
trying to like preserve myself
All right,
because I'm
tweet us,
afraid
Hashtag RT Podcast. What do you wear?
Boxers or briefs.
in my 80s, I'm afraid like my balls are gonna hang to my knees.
It's going to happen anyway.
Really?
Gravity. You should get a ball lift. Is that a thing? Can you get like
don't
plastic
know.
surgery? Like women sometimes get like breast lifts. Get like a ball tuck.
Hey, I'll give you my ex-girlfriend's number. She can get you a guy who could probably give you surgery or some shit for that.
So you mentioned the football player who stole underwear. I saw a news story. I think it was over the weekend about. I think it was a sheriff's deputy somewhere up in the Dallas area who who lost his job because he was busted stealing potato chips from a convenience store.
What?
And they caught him doing it twice. Like the first time they warned him, then the second time they fired him. It's like, and there's video surveillance footage of it.
Of a
Like,
cop?
Yeah, he's in uniform. He goes up to the counter. He pays for 1 bag of chips. Then you see him walking out the door with 2 bags of chips.
Wow.
I guess it's. I hope it's not an economic thing. I guess it's just like the psychological thrill of stealing something.
Yeah.
Or maybe he thought since he's a cop, they won't do anything.
Yeah.
Like he could just like shoplift it and like look the security guard in the eyes and walk out.
I don't know. Apparently not.
Hey, have you guys stolen something? Ever?
When I was very, very young,
What was it?
pack of Smarties.
Dress?
I was gonna say a pack of cigs. I was like, holy
Damn, Barbara.
shit, Bob.
Years ago,
I think my parents made me return it because I felt so bad.
Oh,
after.
that's adorable.
when I was a lot younger, we used to Jeff and I used to go to like random parties around like North Campus,
Yeah.
and we would just steal stuff. Like
Oh, inside.
we called it Klepto Club.
Oh, like
And
not
it
from
was like-
stores, from people's
Yeah,
places.
it was just like a competition to see who could nip the coolest thing by the end of the night.
Oh God, there's a horrible story about a kid renting thousands of dollars worth of film equipment from UT and just leaving it in his living room and having a big party, and it was all stolen.
Oh, no.
And there's insurance, and he goes to UT and he's like, look, all this stuff was stolen because I had a party and somebody took it. And then UT's like, we're not covering that. Are you serious? You just like had a party, a bunch of random people,
Yeah,
people,
it's
because there's
negligence,
people
yeah.
like you and Jeff in the world, and you have to like plan for
I
that.
steal film equipment.
Or
What-
people
what-
at the
You steal
gym
liquor?
who are
Like
gonna
liquor
steal your
bottles, right?
wallet.
Well,
yeah, sure.
What you gotta
Wait,
do
what
is-
else did you didn't steal
Share
phones?
curtain
Well, I guess
No, they weren't like there wasn't like cell phones weren't. a
I
thing
didn't want
back
to
then,
say
yeah.
that. I didn't want to like guess. Maybe there weren't cell phones back then, and you get
There
all
were,
mad.
but it was like there were 2. it was like shitty.
what
What
else
did
did you
you-
steal besides liquor
So what did
bottles?
you take?
I stole
Yeah.
some sunglasses.
Ray-Bans? What?
Ray-Bans.
Nice.
Potted plants.
Is there anything?
Wait, whoa, a potted plant?
It was funny.
Is there anything you stole that you still
Did
have?
you ever exchange it?
No.
Did you ever like get a potted plant from one place and exchange it with another and wonder if like the guy noticed the next day? Man,
that's how Gus worked.
We actually did that. We actually did that once.
That's awesome.
I've stolen 2 things in my life.
What?
One was it was like a CO2 cartridge that you stick in a paintball pistol. I stole it because it's from fucking Walmart, and it was like one of 8 in 8-pack, and I needed it for a Han Solo cosplay thing because he has these little. I don't know. It's whatever. And then another thing was I was working.
Whatever.
It is whatever.
Nerd.
It's Walmart. You know, what's the statistic? 19 of their stores could close down, and that's when they would start losing money.
I've never heard that statistic.
There's some crazy like they could.
You're right. That completely justifies stealing. Go on.
Talk to Chris. He has some good justification
okay.
on why you should fuck over Walmart. Sorry, Walmart, if you're listening. And then there was another time where I was working at a specific grocery store that I'm not going to name, and I was the dairy boy, and someone called in.
Was it Piggly Wiggly?
No.
Oh.
And someone was returning a chocolate milk gallon because it had like a slight dent in it or some stupid shit. There we go. Yeah, like that. There was some stupid shit wrong with it, and I went to the back of the refrigerator and I just like drank all this chocolate milk. So good. I couldn't drink the whole gallon.
I mean,
though.
I guess
That's
technically
impossible.
if that's stealing, I used to work at Burger King, and I would make myself food in the back and eat it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I would assume they would allow you that, like at a Burger King.
You're not really supposed to eat while you're working.
Oh. Take
the
a break.
back.
You took a quick break.
But it was like, if I worked like a Tuesday night or like a Sunday morning, it would be dead. And so I'd just be like, and I
I'm
worked there by
gonna pass the
myself.
time by eating Whoppers.
Yeah.
At
Definitely
Bennigan's,
gained 10 pounds that year.
at Bennigan's, the only free thing we could eat were the chicken fingers. Everything else we'd have to pay for.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why
Bennigan's
that
wasn't
was.
Great.
The chicken fingers were like the cheapest thing. That
Yeah.
lost the least money.
Yeah. It was all frozen.
Those
and-
chicken fingers have feelings, man.
Lauren sent us a picture.
Gosh, she's quick.
She drew super Blaine with his super strength, super charm, and super humility, and his super exaggerated package in that picture.
That
like
needs a
the shine.
reduction.
I've got a scar. Look at that.
Yeah, you do.
Good job, Lauren.
She's
Can I
really fun.
tell my shower story? I tried to. I never got to tell it.
Oh, another shower story. Go on.
Yeah.
I have
Who's
an
your
adolescent shower story.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
He was all sad during your ad read. He's like, I never got to tell my shower story.
Buried penis syndrome?
no, so I was playing high school football and I wasn't great. And
You played high school football?
Yeah.
What were you?
I was a defensive end
Water boy.
and a receiver.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
I'm fast. I'm like.
Okay.
You want
Anyway,
to go for a race?
so yeah, I will absolutely beat you in a race
Tonight.
He's so
I
fast.
immediately regret that.
He tore off the bottoms of his shoes.
Yeah. All right. I'll race you tonight.
Okay.
Okay. I probably will lose. Anyway, so it was after practice and, went to the showers and there was this like, popular / really good guy, really good at football guy showering next to me. And a lot of times guys didn't bring soap. They just kind of washed off, but I had a big bar of soap and he asked to borrow it. And I'm a weird germaphobe, but I was like, oh man, this is like really good. He's really popular. Maybe he'll like help me out or invite me places. So I gave it to him and he like, washed his chest, washed his legs. And then he just like rubbed it all over his dick and balls. And then he just like handed it back to me and put it in my hand.
He didn't even have the
I was
decency
just,
to like lather up his
holding
hands.
it.
Oh.
And I was just like,
Did you sniff it?
oh yeah.
He was so
Just why?
Chaz
I actually
so
save
popular.
it and
Why
I
is
use
that a
it. I
follow-up
use it on special occasions for good luck.
It's like
Or before game days. I was like, oh, I need to.
When you want like alpha male pheromones on you, you're like, I'm gonna rub his ball scent on me.
Did it have
Women will
like
really be turned
little
off.
pieces of his pubes still stuck?
I don't know. Would it look for pube hair?
When I was in middle school, this is like pre-puberty Blaine, I was a late bloomer. I was in a theater class, and at one point, this guy who's very tall and very grown up for his age was like walking past me on an aisle, and he's wearing basketball shorts. I felt his dong like flop up against my arm, and I was like, ah! It's just kind of that same feeling that Brandon had, probably.
When I was playing flag football once, and I always play with my friends at the UT in a mural field. And then one day we didn't have enough people, and there were like these other guys playing, but these were the guys who were good in high school football, but not good enough in college. And we always play tackle. And one point I got hit to the ground, and then a guy ran past me and literally stepped on my dick as he was running. Like, not in the
Scars.
crotch, but dick on ground, step on it, and kept going. I was like, this is the ultimate humiliation.
You're just trying to. That's like a subtle humble brag about like having a big dick. It's like, yeah, it was
So
laying on the
big.
ground. He didn't step on my crotch, but he stepped on my dick because it was just laying off to the side.
You don't have to like. It's not that. It's just like you're angled and it's there.
I played girls touch football in high school. There's a lot of tit touching, accidental tit touching.
Oh,
Nice.
Hold on. Go on.
That's the story.
What?
You just be like chasing after someone and you like reach out to touch them and you'd get a handful of tit or ass or something or vagina one
I
time.
should go to them.
Was there ever a squeeze?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's because Brandon
Did
wasn't
you?
playing.
So you were talking about playing football, and did you ever hear about that UT player last season who was on the football team and in the band?
No.
That's common. My dad did that
Really?
in college.
Yeah, it's in fact he did an AMA on Reddit. I've got a picture here of him,
Oh yeah.
and he would play. I think he was a linebacker, and then he'd run out and play sax during the halftime shows.
My dad was
Super awesome.
offensive
That's really
tackle, and I think he was offensive, maybe center. But he would halftime. Everybody be resting in the locker room and having meetings and stuff like that. And he'd be going out there with his whatever the fuck this thing is,
Trombone.
trombone. So my dad's full of stories.
Was everyone in your family an
You
athlete?
obviously didn't listen.
My mom not so much. Well, no, she was a cheerleader. She also did that twirling bullshit that I would never be able to do.
Oh no, they're amazing at that. There was
fucking
this
good.
girl at
That's
UT.
really
She would throw it about 30 feet in the air, and then she would do flips and like cartwheels. And then as she was cartwheeling, she would grab it in the air.
Hard for me to watch because I'm always afraid that they're gonna fail. My family's full of athletes, and I'm just kind of like here.
Yeah, but no, you're in good shape.
You're athletic.
Doesn't mean I'm an athlete.
You were an offensive lineman, right? You were a big guy.
Yeah, I was big isn't fat, not like. I
was
lost a
trying
lot
to-
of weight because prom. So
Aw.
When is prom? Did
It was,
you have a-
Are
it
you
was like-
excited for it this year?
it was 5 years ago.
Damn. So you kept the weight off?
Yeah, I got a really hot date, and I was like, God, I look schlubby as fuck. I was like, I should start running or something, and then, yeah, I think I got my suit fitted X weeks before prom, and then when I showed up to the dance, my suit was too big. I was just like losing it, like it was dropping fast.
So
crazy.
Michael posted this before and after picture on his Twitter.
Yeah.
Whenever he was, because
know
he's been
all about
working
that.
out, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Because he's only been doing it for like a month, and I've
when
gone
you
through
take
like
that
longer
pictures,
periods, and I've never
very
been in that good shape. So I was talking to Chris and Aaron about it. I was like, "Oh, did you see like Michael's in such good shape? Like those pictures are so amazing." And they were like, Psh, "Whatever." He was like flexing. Like they got super butthurt and like sensitive about it. Yeah. And I was like, "Guys, I didn't
there's the
say anything
picture.
about it. Yeah, look at that." Because like they go out and work every day, but I guess like nobody's talking about
I mean,
it.
you could tell the definition in his chest. You could tell that it's like making
it's
a really
that,
big
but it's
difference.
also the abs. I mean, he is flexing, but like, I mean, that's great progress though.
3 weeks.
Fucking, and I was talking to Michael about this the other day. I know whenever Michael is going to the gym, because he might tweet about it, and then fucking everybody tweets me about it. Oh, you going with B Gibbles? Oh, is B Gibbles your trainer? And it's just like, I don't, The shitty thing about being the fitness guy at Rooster Teeth is people send me like pictures of themselves flexing, and it's weird, and I don't necessarily want that. I
Everyone
guess.
gets their thing. People send me everything
Puns.
that has a pun in it or a dick in it.
If anybody needs fitness advice, I'm happy to help them on the Rooster Teeth, site. They want to message me and I can tell them, stuff. But like, I don't want to, it's weird getting pictures of.
Yeah.
It's-
So
it's
that's your
strange.
thing, Barb? That's what you get?
That's-
Tell me to die. Is that a thing? Is that like... Is that my like shtick? Like, oh, it's Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, why did you go die?
Kill yourself.
Why are you alive?
Jesus Christ.
I like you, Brandon. You're all right.
We were talking.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
You, Brandon, you're all right.
We're talking about dicks and stepping on dicks and dicks and things. There was a sleepover once.
Are you just saying that for that person who edits
Speaking
the
of
naughty
dicks, let me
bits
tell you about
together?
this sleepover.
So there was a sleepover. It was just me and like some of my friends. My friend actually just got married. It was Grayson. He just got married. I was at his wedding in Arkansas, and we were thinking about stories the other day. There was this one time where we were at Josh's house, and we're all just clowning around, and Grayson's walking down the hall, and I jump and I pants Grayson, but his boxers went with it, so it was just like everything. And then right that moment, Josh's mom turns the corner. She's like, "Hey boys, you need any?" Oh my god! She just saw everything. And from that point on, Grayson's never been able to look Josh's mom in the eye.
Oh my god.
She saw everything.
Because she'll only look at his dick or something. Like she can't lock eyes with him. It's just.
How old was he?
He was late middle school.
Was she
early high school.
attractive? Was there a Mrs. Robinson?
Miss De Leon was not bad looking. Yeah.
But middle school, so like 13?
I don't know what middle school. I
Did you just give her first and last name?
no.
No,
Miss.
okay, just her last name.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember ages. I was held back. I couldn't color within the lines. No, my parents wanted me to
Explains
They
knew I was going to be a late bloomer because my dad was a late bloomer, so they held me back. So I don't know ages and
That's nice of them.
and grades and all that correlation shit.
Yeah, let me read this quick thing here.
Read that.
Want to remind everyone. Let me start over.
Sorry.
Want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by.
I think there's a guy who's famous for domain, what is it called? Domain spotting or domain camping, who registered Ebola.com.
Squatting.
And he's trying to sell it. Like he's trying to make a lot of money. Like I can't remember his name, but I mean that's a little far.
Yeah, it's like who's the target audience for Ebola.com?
People who want to know what's going on with Ebola.
Or people
It's
who
just
have Ebola. It's like you're a resource for coping with Ebola.
Get the hell off your computer and go to a hospital.
Yeah.
Guys, did you ever buy an ICP album?
No, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if I've ever heard an ICP song, but I've heard the one about magnets. How do they work?
Oh yeah, that's like super late. When I was like in 6th grade, I think I bought one.
Really?
Yeah, because they were in wrestling. They started in like they went to the WWF and the WCW or whatever. I forget which one I was watching. And so like the wrestling companies were marketing their albums, and I don't think they'd ever listened to it. And that was before I think parents were really aware that much of like, you know, the adult, mature like tag. And it's some of like the worst, most filthy, horrible things I've ever heard. But yeah, I have that. I have that mark.
Didn't they come out and they said they're like a Christian band or something?
Yeah, I think did we talk about this on the podcast
I
last
don't
week?
think so.
Something is like familiar by this. Yeah, they came out and said everything that they've said is motivated by God. It was at the end of their I forget what they call it, the Carnival of Carnage.
Oh, the Gathering of Juggalos.
Oh no, like they have this whole like idea that all of these clowns are gonna these cards are gonna visit Earth, and at the end there's gonna be a reckoning, and at the end of that reckoning is they realize it's like God's ultimate judgment.
Like God is like the ultimate Juggalo.
Yeah.
He's like pouring Fago down on the earth, and
He
that's
comes
what
out,
rain
he's
is.
like clowned out.
That word makes me laugh so hard because
Juggalo?
I've always confused juggalo with gigolo.
Two
So when they-
completely different things.
I know. So when I heard the gathering of the juggalos, I'm like, that's weird.
Something carnival. That's gonna kill me now.
Yeah, I made when we did our episode of At Midnight. It was like that was my recurring theme all night long. Was like just trying to make
Juggalos.
ICP and Juggalo jokes. They ended up cutting a bunch of them.
Really?
Yeah, but
Didn't they cut like more of your stuff than not?
yeah, I mean it's just for time. Like you record in the episode, you record for like an hour, and
that's
it's like
true.
a 30-minute show. So you end up trimming a lot.
Oh, South by, right?
South
No,
by?
that was in May.
Wait. The
At midnight?
the On It. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of the On It
Yeah, the On It thing
podcast
was South
crossover
by.
with
Oh,
what's his face?
Joe Rogan.
When you
Joe Rogan.
search for one of those guys, I forget if it's Violent J or the other one of the auto search completes is like, when did Violent J get so fat? And it'd be like super depressing to get to a point where there's something embarrassing about you, where that's the most common thing that people
What
ask
is the
about.
thing that when you search your name, what comes up on Google? What's the autocomplete?
I don't know.
Jesus, now
guy.
I have to look this up.
I want to look. Brandon Farmahini.
Mine
guy.
is Gus Sorola, wife. Thank you, internet.
Esther.
People were more interested in that than anything else.
Esther's awesome. Why can't we hang out? We've hung out before.
I love Esther. She's
Yours,
so great.
your first thing is Brandon Farmahini age, and then birthday, and then Instagram, then Tumblr.
Blaine Gibson, Disney,
Wait,
Twitter,
Tumblr?
and Vine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not me.
I like that age and birthday are right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's like two different ways to get the same answer. And of course, yours would be Disney.
No, it's Disney because there was an old. I think he was. I don't know if he was an animator or a sculptor. They used to work for them. Like he sculpted like all of the Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff like that. He was like one of Disney's right hand guys, Blaine Gibson. And then I soiled his name with my shitty pictures. Did I ever? No, we're not gonna get that.
No, what?
The fallout from the Disney thing.
What's the fallout? I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
we're.
Oh, we're not going to talk
No,
about it.
What is it? I don't know.
I could see you having an internal struggle right
Yeah.
now. Sorry.
I may or may not have gotten in touch with one of the princesses. I'm not going to say who.
Really? Was it so? Tinkerbell's not a princess.
She's a princess to me, Gus.
That doesn't mean it's Tinkerbell.
It was just one of them.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I have no idea about any of this.
no,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm just, prompting him.
it was cool, and I was like, oh, this is neat, and I was nerding out and stuff, and then it just kind of tapered off. So nothing to report, Gus.
Damn.
Why were
Sorry.
you struggling so much with talking about
Yeah,
that?
Because I don't want to get them in trouble. Whoever it may be.
I think Paula was more upset about it than you were.
Upset about it tapering off.
Yeah, because she wanted you guys to get married because
It
it would
would
have been
be
the
a great
cutest
story.
story in
Would
the
have been
world.
a great fucking story, and the kids, but didn't work out. That's how life is,
It's
I'm
true.
still single, very single.
Is that a hint?
Speaking of which, I had a bunch of people on Twitter being like, I'll be your plan A.
Nice.
That's another
Thanks,
way a cute
guys.
story could work out.
Yeah.
All right, so
I
I'm
said
going to
I was desperate
randomize
on
my
the
Twitter
internet.
and pick one of you.
I know
We're
that,
going to get married and live happily ever after.
and I want this to kind of stop, but I'm going to perpetuate it because I'm going to tell the story. I'm the Tinder guy, so I'm on Tinder, and Brandon met his girlfriend on Tinder, and we've talked about how efficient Tinder is. It's
I'm the
not a
one who
bad
got
thing.
Blaine on Tinder.
Twinder.
Well, I had been on it before,
Twitter,
but you
Tinder.
you renewed my interest in it.
Blaine was like, when I first showed him, he was like on the computer, like doing work with one hand, and in the left hand, he was swiping.
Yep.
It was actually pretty
Very
impressive.
efficient.
Yeah. So I had met with a Tinder girl, and you could say that we dated for a brief amount of time, and she introduced me to this great bar in Austin. It was really cool, but she goes there a lot, but that's fine. Well, things didn't work out between us, but I really like this bar. So whenever I want to go to this bar, what I do is I go onto Tinder and I check her profile, and it says how many miles away that person is. So if it says less than a mile away, I do not go to that bar.
So creepy.
But if it says like 2 or 3 miles away, I go to that bar.
Oh my gosh.
So
Do you like check for updates? It's like 5 miles away, 4 miles away, 3 miles away.
I gotta get out.
She
Waiter,
walks fast.
Waiter.
Jesus.
It's like an alien's like looking at the thing, and the dot is blinking, coming closer to you.
Game over, man.
yeah.
So she goes there a lot, like every weekend a lot, or
I don't know. We didn't really were together whatever for that long, but we when we were like hanging out, we went there like 3 or 4 times.
like it would be awkward if you ran into her, kind of.
It'd be
thing.
fucking awkward. And
Really?
she would call me out on my shit.
Really?
She was a kind of a weird chick.
Didn't Chris make out with her?
No. No. She was coming in for an audition for something, and I introduced her to the guys, and then it just didn't work out. So it was weird. She was a strange girl. Yeah.
La 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 la.
No, it would have been
so.
for a work thing that ended up not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not like she came by and like Chris said,
Made
who
out
are
of it.
you?
Like she was just locking eyes with Blaine the whole time. Like,
You know, it's funny you should say that. It was sort of
Is
like
that your makeout face?
That's hot.
I was talking to somebody.
Poor Esther.
We were getting in a conversation about like people who don't know how to kiss and how awkward that is to be with that person.
Oh God.
Like I was making out with a girl who didn't know how to kiss, and she kept on like pecking. She wasn't like it wasn't like a kiss like you're used to. She kept on going like. I was like, what are you doing?
She wasn't like.
she was trying to feed.
I don't know. I don't know what she was doing, but she was just like.
One time, I don't know. I didn't get bored, but like every now and then I'd open my eyes to see what's going on around me while we were making out. And then at one point I was doing that. She kind of opened her eyes a little and saw that I had my eyes wide open. I was like, no, it's not a normal thing. I was just curious.
That's the
Jesus.
worst.
But like the first when I was young, and first time I kissed a girl, my eyes were open the whole time. Like it wasn't like a movie where I was like naturally in that thing and my eyes closed. It was like so many other mechanical things. I was like,
There's a lot of things I don't want to see when I open my eyes when I'm kissing someone, and that's Brandon staring back at me.
Damaris is telling me a story. We were just like exchanging like weird girl stories, just relationship stuff, and he was telling me about a girl who would just like. That's all she did. There was no tongue. There was nothing. It was just like, and he would just be like kissing her, but she would just be like. So
It's like some kind of weird alien thing.
yeah, it's just like I'm sucking your soul out.
It makes me think of like in Sesame Street, the yip, 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 yip. Like mouth gaping open.
Barbara, how old were you when you had your last hickey?
I never had a hickey.
Gus?
Fuck you.
It's been a long time.
Because I'm not a
Dude, it's been
fucking
so long, I don't
idiot.
remember.
Blaine was 22.
No, it was like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, aren't you 22?
No, he's 23.
Oh.
24. He's 24.
First of all, and fuck you for bringing that up. Second of all, you guys. Okay, so we had a makeup artist come in recently to teach us how to do makeup, and then I think it was Brandon or Aaron was like, "Hey, how do you cover up hickeys?" And even the makeup artist was like, "What dumb fuck has hickeys?" And I was just like sitting there, just like, you know,
Past the age of 16. Jeez.
it's the same chick with the bar. She was weird, you know, but it's whatever. You get into it. I didn't know. I have like rhino skin. I didn't think it would happen. Whatever.
Rhino skin?
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
I know they are just like that. I told you, it is just like that.
It's Chris's girlfriend right
That's
there.
Chris's ex-girlfriend, yeah.
Wait, were they dating for a while?
Kiss. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Were they dating or just like, was this a date?
Oh, I don't know. He was just telling me he was kissing a girl and she just...
Okay. I would hope that wouldn't be your girlfriend because
She
like,
was trying to suck his soul out.
He's like, because at some point then you have to have a conversation like, listen,
or like it
The way
wouldn't
you
get that
kiss?
far.
it's a little weird.
No,
Yeah.
you can't do
No,
that.
if you go on a date with someone, usually like if you kiss them within the first, let's say 3 dates, that's a typical amount of time, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
If the kiss is terrible, it doesn't go any farther, right?
you
You
gotta
don't
balance.
give them a chance.
What if you had
You gotta
penis
balance
reduction
it.
surgery?
All right.
Well, maybe.
Well, Facebook used to have this great thing called Honesty Box. So it was a way that you could tell somebody something honest without hurting their
I
feelings.
remember that.
And at one point,
I don't remember that. What was it? Like it was on.
you
people's-
probably weren't there. It was probably
When it was
when
still in
apps were started
university?
when university only.
Yeah.
Like you would
and-
post anonymously to someone's profile
Yeah.
or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I had this girlfriend, and we were in love. I love everything about her. But she had these shoes that made her feet smell. And whenever she took off her shoes at night, it would be the worst foot odor in the world, and it would drive me crazy. And I was like, I can either throw away those shoes, or I could go to her honesty box and tell her anonymously that she had a foot odor problem.
Oh my
and that's such a
God.
general thing because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But you don't want her to be the girl who has smelly feet.
No.
Because it's not just me who's going to notice. So I feel like that's the best solution.
This was the best solution.
So
No, because people will say, "Oh, you should address it direct on." And I was like, "Well, this is like I'm jerking off to dudes." It felt like I'm strutting, but no, because it's just you can't tell somebody that.
No.
because it's gonna crush them.
Especially if you're like dating and in love and all that stuff.
Yeah, you can't tell them that. So
MySpace.
it's trying to find a solution.
MySpace used to have an honesty box. It was like an addition that you could add in. And I remember telling something to my best friend on this honesty box. It's like, dude, you gotta do this. Like, I gave him like a shitty time over something that I didn't want to tell him in person, but I told him in his like honesty box. Well, we were sitting down in MySpace and reading forums, and we found out you could track people based on their IP addresses. So you could cross-reference the person's actual name on MySpace and that IP address and then an anonymous IP address, and you can figure out who is what. So I just remember being there, and he was like, oh my God, like, let's go through. And we're just looking through, and he was like, oh, that's Chelsea, that's Haley, oh wow. And we kept on going down the list, and he got to mine, and he's like, well, that's you. And it was the most uncomfortable
What did you say
situation.
about him?
I honestly cannot remember. It was something, it was pretty shitty, and it had to do with girls, and I was like fed up with it, and it'd been pinting up inside of me, and I told him, and man, we had a 3 days where we were just like kind of pissed at each other.
So what happened with the girl in the shoes?
Yeah.
She didn't throw away those shoes.
Did she?
There's got to be more to the story.
Did
than
she
that.
like? Did she
But
find
he
out it
threw
She
away
was
the-
replied, and she just said thanks, but she didn't throw away the shoes. It didn't work.
Obviously, I mean, you're not with
She
her.
probably thought it was a joke.
Is that why you guys broke
No,
up?
she didn't. No, that's a very long and
Okay.
not great
I'm
story.
happy you said no because that would be sad.
Next podcast.
If you broke up with her over shoes.
We're
No,
honesty
I would never
box.
do that. The older you get, the more you're kind of like, yeah, it's fine. I'll deal with that.
Yeah.
You realize like what are the really important things are, and what the stuff you can't just like let go. Like you can't obsess over the small things, like the George Costanza mode, where you just find like this one little thing. You're like, I can't be with this person. Their
Because
toenails
of
are too
this.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
relationships. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Or she.
You're the
peed with
pickiest
door
person
open.
here.
whatever. We're not
I'm
getting
so glad. Let me tell you, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with any of that shit anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Be
you're
glad.
lucky.
It's been so long. It's like if Esther farts and it stinks, I can tell her it stinks. Like I don't have to go to her honesty box and to be like, sometimes your farts stink. It's like you've been married to someone for a long time. It's just like
Also,
whatever.
like, who else would be writing that? It would obviously be you. That's why the shoe thing is like, who else would be smelling her shoes when her feet
Not smelling her. No, it's for smelling her feet.
Yeah,
Sometimes
but
you
who
know
else
your
would be
feet's out.
who
People
else would
know.
be smelling her feet when her shoes are off, other than her boyfriend?
Friends.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just me. It's an obvious.
I don't know. My shoes are usually on around people.
But
Let me
I feel that way.
Well, let me ask a follow-up question then. How often do you hang out with friends and show your feet? Like, how often is that?
Rarely.
Occurrence? Yeah.
Because it's like maybe when I was younger, when I used to go over to my friend's house and have like sleepovers or whatever. But now it's like usually you're at a bar or a restaurant
Right.
or
You're
at
out
work.
in public somewhere.
So that's why I'm always wearing shoes.
College is different because you're always hanging out with people all the time. Like you're just either at their house,
Yeah, you'd be
chilling.
drinking
Like
at their
it's
house
a
or
different
something.
it's a different like vibe. But I feel a lot like you. Obviously, I'm not married, but being in a relationship, because being single is awful. I don't know why people like say, "Oh, it's so great, it's awesome." I hated it. I'm not a guy that just enjoys being single and going to bars and stuff.
It's pretty shitty.
Sucks.
Yeah. And Tinder's not helping, actually.
Really?
Not at all.
So why just stop using it then?
Well, because like I work a lot, so it's like my only other opportunity is to go to bars, and then what am I gonna do? Just like meet like a really drunk chick, and then how's that gonna go?
No,
I
just go
think
talk.
you- I
Just
think
go
you just
talk
have
to
to
her.
not
and
try.
make it-
Well, I've actually started doing this thing now where I'll go to I grocery shop at HEB because it's like, you know, cheap and whatever. But I'll
HEB
go
is
like
awesome.
I'll go special grocery shopping at Whole Foods. You will fall in love on every aisle in Whole Foods.
Yeah,
They're-
every woman's wearing yoga pants
they're
and is like
beautiful.
beautiful and fit.
And the first time I had this idea, well, like we
What do
were on
you go there? What do you buy? Gum? You're just like walking around.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
expensive
basket.
enough. No,
it's organic.
We were
gum.
there. We were having another social disorder shoot downtown, and we decided to eat lunch at Whole Foods. And I went in, and there was just like this beautiful girl, and I actually talked to her for a little bit. I was like, God, I should come here more often. And they have like a lounge you could do laptop stuff with, whatever. So yeah, I went there the other day to buy ginger beer to make Moscow mules and some bread. And while I was there, I was like, I got like smiles from like 4 or 5 different women, and I was like, this place is great.
Did you get numbers?
No.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, how do you go up and talk to a girl that's at a fucking grocery store? It's like food, right? Can I have your number?
Yeah, I'm being
Make
told from control room that there's like articles written specifically trying to help people figure out how to pick up people.
Can you put those in the link
At,
down? I need those. Actually, can you
at
email
grocery
these to me,
stores.
please? Thank you.
Just
Yeah,
go to a
just
bar and say hi.
Talk
and-
about produce or whatever, like whatever they're fucking shopping for. Be like, which of these do you like the best?
Here's the
I see
thing,
that you're
though.
buying tampons today,
You
ma'am.
really you
Stay out of the tampon aisle. Fucking
Honestly-
go to the produce section.
Did you know that pigs fear death? There you go, Blaine.
Bacon, huh?
You want to know how I got these scars? My dick was too big.
Memories.
Blaine, it was too big. It was just.
Jesus Christ.
It was health problems.
Here's the thing. You have nothing to worry about. These girls are smiling at you. They want you to talk to them. You're a good-looking dude. You know that. Okay? This is not joking, but you'll be fine. Just go and talk to them.
You know what? I'm going to go to Whole Foods right now after this podcast is
Paula
done.
had like very, very authentic advice.
Yeah?
Be less bro.
I'm not bro. I'm bro in Rooster Teeth's eyes because, like, that's, like, you know, it's acceptable and it's funny. But when I'm with a girl, like, I'm, you know, Casanova.
All right, let's set the scenario up. Brandon is a lovely lady shopping for quinoa.
Okay.
You are you shopping for something.
Hey, I got Magnum condoms in my grocery
You
bag.
gotta take it seriously.
I'm not gonna
Buying
fucking
these
role
for
play
my
grocery shopping.
ex-girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
We're trying to help you.
No, we're not gonna role play
Quinoa
me
is a
grocery
South
shopping
American
flirting.
grain with high in protein that was largely eaten by indigenous people and forgotten after Spanish.
You could
invaded
say
South
that-
Me
America.
talking about protein. That's not
You
douchey.
could say that when you were younger, you used to think it was pronounced quinoa or something.
Quinoa.
Or something, quinoa or something adorable.
Ask for help figuring out how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, make yourself look
Yeah.
Casanova over here.
vulnerable.
If
Make
I
yourself
could
look-
fast or rewind 4 years when I was a big Rooster Teeth fan, listening to the podcast, hoping one day I'd be on the podcast, and knowing someday that I'd be on the podcast getting dating advice.
From Gus.
Jesus.
Hey man, I figured it out. So, fuck you. I got
Touche.
the achievement right
He's
here.
the only one married.
Esther is a fine gal. You're all right.
We should all be listening to Gus.
Well, that reenactment went poorly, I will say.
I like
That's good.
it.
I didn't take it seriously at all.
Yeah, everyone knows they don't sell Magnums at Whole Foods. Come on.
That is a whole food. Never mind.
It's probably organic condoms or something.
Lambskin.
Overpriced.
Biodegradable.
Are those a thing? Do they
Yeah.
really sell lambskin?
Yeah.
Oh, because people are allergic to latex?
I had a girlfriend that was allergic to latex, so we had to do with lambskin or the other one.
What's the other one?
It's expensive.
Wouldn't that weird you out using a lambskin condom?
It would weird me
Would
out.
it be
if I
like,
didn't get 'em.
You're like,
kind of fucking a lamb?
this lamb, you're dead. Now it's on my dick.
Which is scarier? What a horrible
Like
life.
its suffering didn't end.
And now we're boning.
Oh, I think it's over. No!
Is that considered a threesome?
Oh my god.
That's some form of
that bestiality?
Bestiality, yeah, exactly, right?
Oh my god. Took a dark turn.
Oh man.
It seems to me weird that those would still be made. If you feel like in modern times you would have another non-latex alternative.
But lambskin is
kind.
it's the brand you can trust.
Well, also, there's so many methods for females to use contraceptives. You know?
Yeah, but I think if it's first date, when you're starting out, no matter
most
what,
of them
you're
are-
going to use a condom.
Yeah.
Whoa. First date, you have sex?
There's no rules.
I guess.
We're adults.
Well,
It's like the Outback Steakhouse. No rules. just
Peanuts
right.
everywhere.
And then you got a blooming onion. And you're like,
Do you like the blooming onion? Is that
the blooming onion.
that's not a once in a while thing? That's
a
a
move.
go-to?
I don't. I mean, Outback's not an everyday thing for me. I can't remember the last time I went to one. Now I want to go to one.
It's just like sex.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Yeah, then they took those off the menu at Chili's, right? You can't get. They had the Awesome Blossom.
Yeah.
and that's just gone because they got written up so many times as being the most unhealthy thing you can possibly eat because it's just drenched in oil.
Yeah, Bennigan's was worse. And it wasn't even that creative. They had a thing called the haystack, which was them just piling a bunch of pieces of onion that had been fried into a big pile. So it didn't even have that wow factor. And they also had the Monte Cristo, which was giant. And it was fried sandwiches that also had jelly full.
No, the jelly was on the side. You dipped it, right?
No, I think there was jelly actually in it, and you can get jelly on the side. And then one time, this guy ordered 2 of them for himself.
Jeez.
And I hope you're out there listening to this, but
Still alive.
good Lord, how can you do that to yourself?
I went to Alamo Draft's house last night, and I had 3 alcoholic beverages, an order of fried pickles, an entire pepperoni pizza to myself, and I felt like an asshole after that. It was a lot of food. It was
Yeah, by
crazy
yourself?
shit. Of course I went
Was
by
that to
myself.
see Gone Girl or Fury?
That was to see Fury. I went to see Violet Crown. Gone Girl at Violet Crown.
I love Violet Crown.
Yeah, me too.
It's fucking
fantastic.
fancy.
I ran into you at Violet Crown all the time. We've never
'Cause
talked
I
about
went
that on
to
the
go one
podcast.
time.
It's it's creepy. I'll be sitting there in the lobby, and then every time I run into
Is
Brandon,
it the same movie?
sometimes yes.
I didn't think it's been creepy recently.
Every time that I run, that I see Brandon there, and we don't coordinate it, he's walking up to try to buy tickets, and they're always sold out.
No, that happened once. That happened
Violet
once.
Crown, it's a theater with 20 seats. If you don't buy a ticket ahead of time, they're not gonna have a ticket.
That
for you.
happened once.
And he's
course
like,
not.
oh, and he's dejected, walking
See
away.
him turn and walk out?
It was super depressing, but that happened once.
I felt like it was twice.
Maybe it might have been twice. But yeah, we run into each other a lot. We see a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Same stomping grounds?
Huh?
You guys have the same stomping grounds?
Yeah,
guess
actually,
so.
I think we told the story in the podcast before, but I'd started working at Rooster Teeth at the Congress office about 5 years ago, and my girlfriend at the time, we were at HEB, and I ran into Gus and Esther.
Oh God! Yeah, I
And
remember
it
that.
was like, seeing something out in the wild, and it was the most awkward moment ever. And Gus and I used to sit next to each other, literally sit next to each other at the old office. And I remember going back to my girlfriend being like, oh my God, Gus is here. And it was the most awkward thing in the world. She was like, you're just imagining it. That's really stupid. You guys work together, blah, blah, blah. And then the two of us ran into the two of you. And then we were all just like, oh, hey. And then we
were doing that same thing where we were going opposite ways down the aisle, but we kept running into each other on every aisle.
God.
And then she was like, oh my God, you're right. It's the most excruciatingly awkward thing ever. And then I had thought, since then, we've gone past the awkwardness, but apparently not.
It's just awkward seeing you and then like you not being able to get into your movie and then leaving.
It was really sad. I walked around though. That's a fun part of town, so I wasn't.
Every
too
time I see
affected.
somebody in like the grocery store that I know, I'll like slam my cart into them or scare the shit out of them. I love seeing people that I work with out in the wild,
I hate it.
So wait, you like doing that? JJ did that to you on whatever that thing is.
Vine,
and you got all mad about
Fuck
it.
JJ.
That's
Well,
the exact same
it's
thing
not.
as you described.
It's not the exact same because I'm not filming it with my fucking phone and posting it to thousands of people.
What did he film you doing?
JJ, I was editing and I had my headphones on and I was like really like into it and whatever. And then he's filming on a Vine. He's like screamed, Blaine! And I was like, what the fuck? I turned around and I slapped his phone. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I was really mad.
Yeah.
But it was like a brief like
It's
5
obvious
seconds.
you've gotten over it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's 5 seconds. And then I was like, you shouldn't have done that. Like I was just like back to Blaine, and I was like, now I look
On
like an
Tinder.
asshole to all these people. They think that I'm such a dickhead, but like really it's just like that 10 seconds of anger and then I'm just like whatever about it.
That legitimately is true. I think for anybody who finds himself in some kind of limelight.
Yeah.
If somebody just does get you and your face is just making the wrong face, or
They fucked
or
you.
you look tired or something like that, all of a sudden now
that's
it
one of the-
looks
Well,
like you're
it's
a
like in
jerk.
Gone Girl. There's
Yeah.
that scene where Ben
Smile?
Affleck's by the missing poster for his wife, and someone's like, "Smile," and he smiles for a picture, and it's like then that's the picture everyone
Yeah.
uses, like him smiling next to his.
The chick takes a
his missing
selfie
wife.
with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
that
like
was-
just a moment taken out of context.
Yeah.
That's one of the most exhausting things about doing cons is like you're meeting so many people and you have to, be cheery and happy the entire time. Because if you're just like low energy for one person,
Yeah.
that person's gonna be like, man, Barbara's a bitch.
Yeah, and Jeff's told that story before about when he met Charles Barkley,
Yeah.
who was a childhood idol of his, and Barkley was just such a dick. And I'll always remember that every time we go someplace to interact with fans, and it's like, no matter how tired you are, just push it.
Yeah.
And if somebody does want to talk to you, like that's amazing. Like that's a privilege for us.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it could be like at the end of the day, you're tired. From
You just
that.
want to make sure, that it doesn't come across inappropriately.
Exactly.
and that you're just as enthusiastic.
So I had an embarrassing
Speaking
thing
of-
happen to me this weekend.
Okay, let's go for it.
So there's a Day of the Dead festival. It's not the actual Day of the
No.
Day of the Dead. I think that's in November.
Saw your Instagram. It's great. Your
Sweet.
makeup.
But yeah, so I got makeup with my girlfriend, and we took a cute picture.
Adorable.
Had a little fun, and then went home, got cleaned up, and I went to watch the end of the football game at the bar, at a sports bar. And I was just at the bar, it was just me, and I was trying to talk to the guys next to me, because, you'll talk about sports. And the guys were just kind of being jerks. They weren't really talking. They were just kind of shaking their heads and going back to their own thing. I was like, this is weird. I thought everybody's supposed to be, camaraderie and, just fun, have fun and like
People in
comment.
Austin are generally like that.
I would have thought so too.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. I don't really like this place. And then when I went to get my check, I looked straight forward and there's a mirror behind the bar and I still had my face paint on. And I was just here in this bar in suburban
Oh my
Austin in this
God.
Day of the Dead face paint. And it's not just like, colorful mask. It's like a skull
Yeah.
everywhere. And it would have been different if Paula was there with me, but it was just me.
She didn't
Oh my
stop you when you
God.
walked out. Like, hey, aren't you gonna clean your face?
No, she didn't know. Like she was like, in, I don't know, in the shower or something, and I just didn't realize it because I thought, I was like super tired, and I went in.
Yeah.
I thought I got it all, but I just wasn't thinking, and it was all
yeah.
there.
The same thing happened to me.
That's you right there.
I was
Yeah.
out. Hey, that's some cool makeup though. I was out at like downtown Dallas or uptown Dallas in a Halloween like big festival or whatever, and everybody's all in costumes and stuff. And I was dressed as Aquaman. And I start going up and talking to this cop, and he's like really uneasy and stuff. And I was like, "What the fuck's that guy's problem?" And then I walk away, and I realize like my fucking bulge is hanging out because I'm in tights. So I hate those moments where you don't realize like something's wrong with you, and that's why they don't like you. Yeah.
Because you're big.
It's every day for me.
You're big bulge.
All right.
People
well,
know what's wrong with you, though.
it's about time to wrap up.
Okay.
So thanks for joining, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with an episode of Screenplay, and Wednesday with an episode of The Patch
And Saturday.
with the Extra Life 24-hour stream.
I'm so
Yes.
fucking excited for that.
Screenplay tomorrow. I think it's
I was supposed to be on, but I have to do some shooting tomorrow.
okay.
It's
So
gonna be
I
it's gonna be
forgot.
me, John Reisinger, Adam Ellis, and JJ.
Cool.
So tune in. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I
Sounds like
really
awesome
want to be
shows.
part of it. I watched the movie to talk about it.
Fucking funny, right?
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
go through.
And if you haven't yet, definitely watch Cabin in the Woods. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
was
love
it.
that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's
really,
great.
really good. All right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thor's in it.
Goodbye.
Bye, I love you.